Hey there friends, I did something I've never done before. I built in someone else's zoo. This is Wildlife View Park by Gene, whose Thailand set zoo we toured before. This one is a wonderful zoo that features both an organized farm area and a wilder, foresty zone. I won't spoil too much of it, but it was a lot of fun basing my habitat on the plants and pieces already present. In today's build, I built a forest clearing featuring two imposing, mysterious megalithic structures from a prehistoric past, offering a home to the WISENT and wild boar. Join me. So yeah guys, it's been a busy time for me obviously with the second kid, but it's also been of course a very rewarding time full of joy and entertainment and the simple joys of seeing a young kid growing and smiling for the first time. Yeah, you know, I never thought the dad life was for me, but I think I was clearly made for this. What also was clearly made for me was the original layout of this habitat. The thing is, Jean, who is a wonderful builder, I will link to her in the description and in the comments. She was building this park and she kind of was stuck on this habitat for the wisent and the boars, and she asked me quite a long time ago if I could help her out, seeing as she helped me out considerably in building the safari in Bolo Bolo. And I thought I'd give it a shot. I opened up the zoo a couple of times and didn't really have inspiration hit me. And then there is one thing that sort of got me going, and you might have heard or not heard of something called dolmens, or hunebedden as we call them in Dutch. And they are very old megalithic structures from prehistoric times. Old tombs and monuments, grave sites. If you remember Stonehenge, that's the kind of thing you have to be thinking of. These huge stones, very European. The thing that I'm referring to, there's of course tombs all over the world from ancient times. But I remember back in my childhood, we visited a couple of them with family. And I didn't really understand what I was looking at then. It was just like a family trip to some big old rocks. But now I realize that they are very, very old and that they were served religious purposes or, sometimes it's a bit of a mystery. And I know that they also exist in Germany, and which is where Jean is from. So I thought, hey, why don't I try and build sort of these two mounds, these two sites, and build two of these dolmens on top, and then around that the wisents and the boars would roam. One thing you'll see me do a lot in this whole build is go to Jean's zoo and just pick up stuff that she had placed there. As you can see, she has a sort of a palette of plants there. And that's something, that she has talked about before, and a lot of people do, is sort of plan, these are the plants I'm using, and put them somewhere in your zoo, and then you can just go over and grab them when you need them, and then you get a very consistent feel all across your zoo, because sometimes sometimes you want to have a themed zoo where, you have a tropical place and you have a desert place. But sometimes you just want the whole zoo to feel like it's set in one biome, and then you, regardless of the animal, you use that specific biome's plants. I knew right away that the backdrop of this habitat needed to be a log wall with a rock wall, sort of embedded in it, and behind it would be very tall trees, blocking your view of the horizon beyond and really serving as a dramatic backdrop, is sort of evoking the edge of a forest. This is a forest clearing in theory, you see me placing all kinds of plants in these rocks to give it more of an interesting look, and then also some trees as well. Who hasn't done this, sinking trees into the floor? But yeah, it was honestly a lot of this habitat's success, if I could call it that, is down to the fact that I'm building in an existing zoo, and a lot of the fences and the colors and everything was decided for me, which is useful because I am in that period of my life where I don't have the most time, and I've started a Planet Zoo now and then, looking at Tierra Encantada and just, you know, letting out a big sigh, like, I don't know what to do, and then turning it off again. I've been streaming a bit of Bolo Bolo, but even that hasn't been as fast as I would have liked. But I hope you understand that, yeah, it's just not in me right now to be building, recording, editing. I mean, I've been playing games. I have some free time. At this point, my son, he's 2 months old. If he's not crying, he's sleeping. And during that time, you have time to do stuff. And, the stuff I like to do is playing video games. But, being the Planet Zoo process of recording something and then editing it and doing a voiceover, that's just very time absorbing. So yeah, you'll see me getting back to that in the future, but yeah, I have no plans on stopping the YouTube career at all. It's just slowed down considerably. The music channel has been popping off quite a bit, but I don't really try and promote it on here too much. It's something that I hope people find spontaneously. If they don't like it, I absolutely understand. And yeah. So yeah, these are the two mounds. I sort of create a circle of these temperate rocks, and then paint with grass the areas that the animals are less likely to naturally visit. I think I leave the actual dolmens for last, but I do make sure that this looks a bit more natural. Two things about this habitat that I should tell you is the viewing platform is very bare bones, and in fact I would not just expect, but also encourage Jean, when she does get the file back, to maybe build her own sort of viewing shelter platform thingy on top of the path, because right now it's very bare bones and maybe even a bit dangerous. And also, as for the shelter, I just stole a shelter from the donkey, I believe, and just plopped it right down here. Yeah, what you see me do here is she had used these decals to emulate mud, but at the end of the build I have to delete that because apparently WISENTs cannot walk over this. The boars can, but the WISENTs cannot traverse these decals, so I had to take all of them out. So yeah, that's just another Planet Zoo quirk for you. As far as games, as I told you, I've been busy playing some other games this year. I finally bit the bullet, as they say, and got Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I know I talked about that before, and I had to make sure before I got it. I asked on the subreddit if it's possible to play that game as a casual who has no knowledge or maybe even interest in learning how to fly an airplane, but just wants to see cool places in the world. And I was reassured that it's absolutely possible. And I've been flying around. Yeah, I've been flying around from my local airport over my house, which I think is the obvious first thing to do, and then just flying from Brussels to Paris. Recently crossed the Alps in an airplane, and it's just sort of a very peaceful, interesting game if you're into it. And I think I might be finally making the video about it, even though I don't really know what to do in the video except for flying around, and maybe I'll do the photography challenges. Maybe I'll even stream it, I don't know, but it's a fun game for me. I don't know exactly how deep into it I will go, but right now I'm enjoying myself. I've also been playing Wolfenstein: The New Order, a game that really had no business being this fun. I knew it was this sort of more in-depth and story-rich update of the Wolfenstein series, but it's really fun. It looks good. It plays smooth. The story is, it's a bit wild and crazy, but it's just, it's a really fun game. I'm enjoying it. I haven't played Kingdom Come in a while. I'll get back to that soon. I uninstalled Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I couldn't take it anymore. That game, with the best of intentions, I just cannot like it. Whereas the other game that I consider a deeply flawed game, Starfield, is still going strong. I still play it regularly, even though it is a deeply flawed video game. The good things in that game outweigh the bad in such a way that I keep going back to it and I want to play it. There's so much talent in that game, if you know what I mean. The world, the way it looks, the detail in its assets, in its graphics. It looks good, it sounds good, it plays smoothly. The dialogue is surprisingly well written in most cases. The quests are interesting. Ironically, the thing that they hyped most about the game, the whole space exploration, is by far the worst part of the game. If you played for a while, you realize that there's no surprises in space. Wherever you go, you'll find the same things. And that's a major letdown. But if you stick to the quests and just do quests, you will naturally come to more handcrafted experiences, and you can just ignore the rest. That's just me. I'm reminded of No Man's Sky, which I played for a good chunk of time, where I also soon realized that you don't really get surprised that often. Although I think in No Man's Sky you'll find more diversity, because of course it's less grounded in realism than Starfield. What else have I been playing? I don't know. What else? I've bought the Elder Scrolls, I believe, in Remastered. Haven't played it yet. I had promised myself to finish the Veilguard first, but just haven't done it. Anyway, guys, I don't know if you actually care about me updating you as far as video games I've been playing. I think at this point I'm going to remain silent for the rest of this build, and I will see you at the very end for whatever cinematic overview I have decided to put together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later in this video. Bye. And that is that. I am so happy to have built something again. I will say that I didn't, in the settings of this zoo, I didn't really take into account how fast they would reproduce. And this habitat is a bit too crowded especially now when I look at it in the cinematics. I would definitely remove some of the animals in here, because now it looks very busy. And also, I think the traversable terrain could have been a bit better. I think the animals are very prone right now to be crowding the front of the habitat, which might be realistic behavior, and that's why I left it all, trampled dirt. But it means that part of the habitat, as you can see, is very crowded. So those are just minor nitpickings that I would change personally, and maybe Gene, if you're watching this, maybe you want to fiddle with this some more. But yeah, I'm very happy to be building something again. I think it was kind of very fun to have this sort of natural jump off point already provided for me. That being said, I have promised myself that I need to make at least 2 more Planet Zoo videos in the coming weeks, even though I'm going on holiday next week and the week after that. But I need to build the bush dog habitat in Tierra Encantada, and I need to build an addax habitat for the community zoo that I've joined, which is yet to be revealed, the full thing, on YouTube. So you will be seeing more of me in the coming weeks, I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.